Welcome to NHL 07, the full season on the PS2. Take a look at our matchup here. We got me as the Chicago Blackhawks against the computer as the Pittsburgh Penguins. And as you can see, overall we're even at 83. Offensively, I'm slightly better, 84 to 83. Defensively, they're slightly better, 81 to 80. Goaltending, I'm slightly better, 87 to 86. You take a look at the numbers in the middle. 62% winning for me, 56 for them. Goals for, I'm leading 375 to 313. Goals against, they're slightly better, 3.25 compared to 3.5. Power play percent, I got 27.7%. They've only got 8.1. Penalty kill, I got 90%. They got 79.2. Take a look at the rank overall. They're in 10th place in the conference. They're in last place in their division. I got 9th in my conference, but 2nd in my division, so. Take a look at the goalies, Corey Crawford and Marc-Andre Fleury. Pretty close. And then the middle stars all look the same, but got a slight advantage, 88 to 87. Strategies here we don't even really look at. We're actually going to be seeing 3 hockey games in a row. We got this game, we got Washington at Edmonton, then we got Anaheim at Chicago before we go back to any football.
We're here at the Millen Arena in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm Jim Houston, and in the booth with me is Reg Simpson. Welcome to what promises to be a very entertaining game between the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Chicago Blackhawks. It was these two teams that met in the Stanley Cup Final of 1992 when the Penguins claimed their 2nd cup in a row, but they've fallen upon hard times of late.
That's right, Jim, but both are ready to turn things around. There's plenty of young talent on each roster, and both teams really battle. We should be in for a hard-fought game.
All right, now let's get down to center ice for the opening face-off. Face-off won by Crosby. He passes the puck to Gonchar. Shoots the puck. Here's Sergei Gonchar. Right in front. Crosby. Oh, close. Here's Sergei Gonchar.
Nice
He
one.
passes it to Malone. To Seabrook. Whitney.
Every single one of my
Out comes
passes,
Ryan Malone. The Blackhawks come in offside.
every pass gets blocked. It's like my players intentionally pass to the wrong team.
The puck is about to be dropped. The faceoff goes to the Penguins. And it's touched for icing. For the face-off. The face-off goes to the Blackhawks. He goes wide. Here's Brooks Orpik. He cleared the puck. Wilsevall grabs the puck. The ref indicates a delayed call. Christensen will get the gate for holding. Chicago is about to go to work on its first power play of the game. Let's see if they can cash in.
You want to establish a good power play, even if you don't score. Builds confidence and keeps momentum going.
Here's Brent Seabrook looking for his first shot on net. He passes the puck to Brunette. Shoots the puck from the slot. Delayed call. Orpik gets called for tripping.
There was contact and he went down. Then the whistle followed.
That was weird. It looked like I tripped them.
Pittsburgh has just made a bad situation worse.
Now we get a chance to see what this team is made. made of. Take tremendous mental discipline to kill this penalty.
Dave. Good timer. Steered aside by Marc-Andre Fleury. He hits the post. Dave takes control of the puck. He scores on the power play. Jim, there's no way the goalie even saw that puck. He teed it up and let it rip. Chicago came up with the first goal of the game.
Well, if they can play with that consistency, we could see some big numbers.
Puck cleared out by Gonchar. Sharp. Patrick. Hossa. There's a big shot. He misses.
Is that a hockey puck or a tennis ball?
Johnny, and he'll start out of his own zone to center. Shoots the puck.
You don't want to go down too viscerally. What a save.
LeClaire dumps the puck in. To Hossa. One-timer. Ahead to Christensen. Now he's been able to clear it. Keith. Orpik has served his penalty, and that puts his team back at even strength. Oh, he hit the post! Here come the Penguins quickly out of their own zone. Here's Brooks Orpik. Hasn't registered a shot on goal so far. It's corralled by Tadicek. Sarovi. He gets laid out. Pisani. Back in he comes. One-time shot. Just wide of the goal. He gets laid out. Frolic. He passes the puck to Tadicek.
Way to preserve the lead here late in the first.
Here's O'Donnell. Less than 2 minutes to go in the first period. To Malone. Intercepted. Sharp. Shots are 6-4 for Chicago.
Nice one.
Here's Ryan Malone looking for his first shot on net. And time winds down as the first period comes to an end with the score 1-0.
I'm looking a lot better than I did last game.
The score is 1-0 as the second period begins. They're getting ready for the face-off. Nice move there by Crosby. Thunderous hit into the boards. To Sergei Gonchar. Now quick up to Armstrong. Thunderous hit into the boards. Johnny. It's turned over in the neutral zone.
Imagine that.
Armstrong. He dumps it in. And he passes the puck to Seabrook. Oh, off the crossbar. Passed ahead to Crosby. Here comes Pittsburgh. They're pouring it on. One-time hit.
Where's the penalty?
Taken by Chicago. Fleury made the great glove save. He passes the puck to Christensen. To Malone. He brings it over the line. Shoots it quickly. To Hossa. Rutu gets laid out. Grabbed by Chicago. Shoots quickly. Another stop. Grabbed by Chicago. Another stop. He dumps it in. Johnny. Chicago will get a chance to move up. They're into the attacking zone. Chicago.
Now that was a big hit, folks. He just barrels right through him with a tremendous hit.
About to drop the puck. Sharp won the draw. Shoots the puck. Sharp. That stop. Mesradine. Sarovi. To Roulette. One-timed it. Sharp. Now he brings it to center. He intercepts the pass. And he hangs on for a faceoff. Now you talk about great defensemen in this league, and this guy really makes it all happen at the back end.
Jim, he's like a catalyst out there, consistently feeding forwards with breakout passes. And hey, I say he wouldn't hesitate to jump up in the rush.
The Penguins move out to center. Take it up. Victor scooped it up. He's over the blue line and on the attack. To Malone. Now rink wide to Crosby. He moves it into the attacking zone. Heavy shot. Dave. Into the corner he goes. To Crosby. Jordan. Quick shot. Crosby takes over to Armstrong, and he dumps the puck in. Chicago will get a chance to move up. It's dumped in by Jordan. That's offside. He'll breathe a little easier now that he's on the score sheet with that one assist.
Well, maybe that'll loosen him up a bit. Sometimes that little bit extra confidence is all you need.
The faceoff goes to the Blackhawks. Fired it hard from the point. Rita. Now he carries it to center. He passes the puck to Rutu. Now it's passed to Hanzus. One-timed it. He scores for a 2-goal advantage late in the second period.
I don't think the goalie saw that puck at all. He absolutely teed that one up and ripped it into the net.
Chicago now with a 2-goal lead late in the second.
They need to stay focused, though. A 2-goal lead doesn't give you the right.
Passed over to Roulette. Now he moves the puck into the attacking zone. He dumped it in. Hossa beats out the icing call. Oh, he's got to Tanachek. Sarovi. He intercepts it. Less than 2 minutes to go in the second period. Quick shot. He scores, and they're running away with this one late in the second.
Okay, I don't know why there's a picture with him.
It's so fun to watch a guy like this in the offensive zone. Whether he's setting someone up or scoring a goal like this one, it always seems to be pretty.
That's a game design flaw.
It's a big cushion they built here, Craig.
Yeah, it is. I think they could pretty much take this one home the way they're playing tonight.
Huge shot! Chicago gobbles it up. And that wraps up the period. It's 3-0 after 40 minutes of play as we head into the break.
Actually, Patrick Kane wasn't in this game when they made it because it was just before this game was made right before he was a rookie. So I had to create Patrick Kane and Jonathan Taves and some of the other players. Once in a while, this game will put pictures of other players with those created players. So that picture we saw was not Patrick Kane, but we will see that picture every time Patrick Kane scores.
And it's a 3-0 game as the third period gets started here. The ref is signaling for the faceoff. Shots on goal are 16-8 for Chicago. Shoots it! He scores! Sidney Crosby!
Sidney Crosby.
His stick flexes so much
I mean,
as he loads
I've never
that
actually
shot
seen him
up.
play
When he
against
lets
the Blackhawks
it fly, it just explodes off his blade.
because he's always injured. Every single time the Blackhawks play the Penguins, he's injured. Every All-Star game seems like he's injured.
The faceoff goes to the Blackhawks. They gain the blue line on the attack. And it's passed to Crosby. Taken out. Here's Duncan Keith. He moves it to center. He intercepted it. Cleared out by Welch. Here's Brent Seabrook.
Yeah, right.
Delayed penalty coming up. Seabrook will get the gate for elbowing.
If you can't keep your elbows down and concentrate on the game, you're going to do some time in the box.
Pittsburgh will try and take advantage of a penalty here.
Well, we haven't seen the power play yet tonight, but we know they're going to be a handful.
They've got great skill in that first unit. One-time shot. Hanzus takes possession of the puck. He passes the puck to Leclerc. Cleared by Keith. Here's Sidney Crosby. He passes it to Rutu. Now passed over to Armstrong. From behind the net. Cleared out of the zone by Roosevelt. Hanzus. Fires it. Grabbed by Chicago. Keith cleared it out. Here's Jamal Mayers. Fired it from the left. Blocked. Rita. The Penguins take over the puck. One-timer. Pittsburgh is 0 for 1 with the man advantage as the penalty expires. Crawford denied him. He hangs on to the puck. The Blackhawks are showing they know how to put the puck in the net.
They're a fast, talented team that can score. You try to trade chances with them, they'll beat you.
The faceoff goes to the Blackhawks. They're over the blue line and on the... He scores! And they're running away with this one, middle of the third.
So that's not Dave Bolland right there either.
A backhand like that is so deceptive.
That
It's
picture.
almost impossible for the goalie to judge where the puck is headed until it's too late.
Chicago now lead by 3 midway through the third period.
They've played a really aggressive game, and they've been rewarded for it.
Over to Domchuk. Taken out. Here's Michael Roosevelt. Shoots! And Fleury makes a nice save to Crosby. Offside. Crawford played that one nicely.
While wrist shots aren't always the fastest ones, they're the most accurate.
The puck is about to be dropped. The faceoff goes to the Blackhawks. A penalty is being called. He's getting called for hooking.
See, that's just wrong. I had no control over that.
Now he's got 2 minutes to think about what he did.
Pittsburgh will go on the power play once again. They weren't able to capitalize on their first power play. Let's see if they can do it here. Rita.
2 minutes for obstruction.
It's turned over in the neutral zone. Passed over to Christensen. Turned over. Mayers cleared it down the ice to Orpik. Rita. Scores!
See,
Power play goal.
what are the odds? I get a penalty that I had no control over. They suddenly score. That's the way EA Sports is in the third period.
He's coming down on the goalie. He can
The
do
losing
so
team always
many
starts
things.
making a comeback.
All because of that wicked wrist.
Crosby won the draw. Quick shot. Keith has it now. Patrick.
Idiot.
Patrick wins the race and beats out the icing call. One-timer. It goes wide. And another shot. Corralled by Pittsburgh. They're out of their own zone to center. Snaps the shot. Turned away by Crawford. Patrick, and he brings the puck over the line. Flurry to save. Another shot. He stopped at 2. Welch gets called for hooking.
Take a look at the replay, and it's crystal clear what happened. Keep your eye on his stick.
You can see the coach isn't crazy about that call at all, so he's going to have a word with the official. Chicago has converted once already, and they're getting another power play chance here. Face-off won by Crosby. Dave. He shoots. Grabbed by Dave. He gets nailed by Orpik. Whitaker clears it. Chicago gets it to Brunette. Down to the final 2 minutes of the third period. One-timed it. Here's another stop.
Go, idiots.
Pittsburgh picks it up. Crosby cleared it.
My player just froze.
Chicago jumps on it. Dave. We're down to the final minute of the third. Flurry covers up for the whistle. Flurry looked really sharp. That was a great save. We're ready for the face-off. To Hossa. Pittsburgh picked it up. The Penguins are down by 2 and in a... He scores!
See,
To cut the lead to 1.
every single time my player would touch it, it would go off his stick. That was so phony looking.
The release on that shot is so quick. The goalie barely had time to react to the shot. Nice goal.
Sid the Band-Aid kid.
Do these guys have enough left to hang on for the win?
I'd say yes. That last goal leaves them no margin for error.
See, he was holding me again. I could not shoot the puck.
Flurry is leaving the net.
Jim, they need numbers now. They need offense. There isn't much time to tie this thing up.
Shoots it. It goes wide. Chicago takes it.
You gotta be kidding me.
Keith to Hossa. Takes the shot.
How could anybody miss?
Grabbed by Chicago. Down to the final seconds of the third. Cleared out by Keith. That's it. Chicago wins the game and finally snaps their losing streak. After they finish up down at ice level, we'll present the 3 stars of the game. Brought to you by
Never
the
see-
all-new 2007 Dodge Nitro. Dodge reminds you to grab life by the horns.
Tonight's second star for Chicago, number 86.
From Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, I'm Jim Houston.
And I'm Craig Simpson. Thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time.
Okay, you never see anybody miss an empty net shot, but in this game, you could be a foot away from the net and they'll miss it half the time. EA Sports always likes to make the game really close, so usually if you're dominating first 2 periods, all of a sudden the losing team will start making a comeback the last period. It's just the way it always is in this game. Anyways, there's our stats. Outshot them 24-16. They out-hit us 60-53. They led on faceoffs 12-11. They had more time in attack. They also had more penalty minutes. But the important thing is, I had more goals, 4-3. Okay, take a look at the there's our next game. We're going to see Washington at Vancouver, which is, or no, wait a minute. Okay, that's wrong. Washington at Edmonton. Yeah, that's the next game we're going to see. Then we'll see the Blackhawks. We'll finally get to see our home game. Blackhawks will be playing against the Anaheim Ducks. Right there. So actually we could skip to that day. Okay, so there's first we'll see this game, then we'll see this game. Or maybe vice versa, I'm not sure yet. We both play the same day, so it really doesn't matter which order we do them in. We'll go ahead and look at the team standings. Yeah, the only reason I got Washington highlighted is because so we could see the game Washington and Edmonton, so that's why they're shown as a player team. Okay, anyways, in the Northeast, Buffalo's leading. Ottawa's right behind them. All the rest of the teams are suffering. That's a pretty big gap between second and third place in that division. Philadelphia leading their division. New Jersey right behind them. Islanders and Rangers both with 12 points. Pittsburgh with 9. Florida with 16. Carolina also has 16. Washington with 14 points. Tampa Bay with 7. Atlanta with 5. There's the Eastern Conference. 1st through 8th. Central Division, the Blackhawks are just 2 points out of 1st. You got St. Louis in 3rd, Detroit in 4th, and Columbus in last. Phoenix and Anaheim both have 14 points. Kings with 13, Sharks with 12, and the Stars with 7. Calgary's 14, Vancouver with 13, Colorado 12, Minnesota with 10, and Edmonton way at the bottom with 4. Edmonton's one of the teams we'll be seeing in the next game, and I'm sure they'll get crushed by Washington. There's a look at the Western Conference. I moved to 8th spot, so if playoffs were to start today, I'd be playing in Phoenix. Colorado at Calgary, LA at Nashville, and Vancouver at Anaheim. So, anyway, that was Blackhawks in Pittsburgh. Hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next video, which will be one of these two games. Either Washington at Edmonton or Anaheim at Chicago. So, probably go ahead and play that tonight. Probably go ahead and do this Anaheim-Chicago game tonight. So, see you in the next video.